Hello, I am Mac, at least for a day. This will be another interview with a No Man's Sky YouTuber. Now, this YouTuber doesn't just do No Man's Sky. His YouTube channel is actually pretty prolific. Last I checked, he's done about 445 videos, mostly playing games, I think, but we'll let him explain all the kinds of videos he does. His name is R.A. Blackpaws. Hello?
Hello, I'm here.
Yep. So tell us a bit about your YouTube channel. What kind of videos and stuff do you do?
Well, like you said, my channel is primarily gaming. I do a lot of RPG, horror, and sandbox type gaming. But I also do kind of a discussion playlist as well called RA Talks About, where I basically just take a topic and do some fact-based research on it.
Great. About when did you start the channel?
Actually, I just checked that information, and my channel has its 1-year anniversary on June 30th. So,
oh, wow.
I haven't been doing this that long.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive to already do over 400 videos in just a year. Now, I believe your No Man's Sky Let's Play is up to episode 53. When did you start playing No Man's Sky?
Well, it depends on which version you're talking about, because I started the PS4 version right at launch, and then
Wow.
I picked up the PC version exclusively for the channel. So I kind of have a fun save and a business save, for lack of a better description. But I started the PC version not long after I started my channel, and it's been going pretty strong.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of No Man's Sky?
Well, I was honestly hooked on No Man's Sky after having seen just one demo of it, and that was on a late night talk show, and it just resonated with me. So I love the game a great deal. For me, it's kind of like a mix of Minecraft meets Star Trek. You know, you have space exploration, you have the resource gathering of Minecraft, and you have the space exploration and meeting aliens of Star Trek. So to me, it's like a double win.
Mm-hmm. Your YouTube description says ramblings, let's plays, and weirdness of a very odd, unique person. Would you say you're kind of humorous in your videos?
Well, I try to be, but a lot of it is just I've been playing video games for a lot of years, so in my commentary, I will kind of ramble about things relating to the game and other topics, but mostly there are times where I'll just go quiet and enjoy the game, and a lot of that tends to happen with No Man's Sky or other larger style games.
Yep, that's kind of similar to the way I am. I've been told that I'm like a professor in my videos, which makes sense since I'm also a middle school teacher. I don't really make jokes or act silly most of the time. I just kind of, calmly explain things about the game and get into deep discussions about it. I'm not really a very humorous kind of person, but if you've got some humor in yours, that might be something people want to check out, since that's not really my forte. What do you like best about No Man's Sky?
Well, there's a lot of things that I really like about No Man's Sky. Just the fact that it's such a massive universe that you can just go out and explore and find all kinds of potential discoveries. It's a sense of wonder because you don't know what's going to be on the next planet, and that's really a good thing in terms of gaming, because frequently when it comes to gaming, we end up getting lulled into patterns of like, okay, I go on to this level and I know I'm going to face this, this, and this. Whereas with a game like No Man's Sky, where it's procedurally generated, you don't know what you're going to find. You could find a world where it's toxic rain, where you have one world where it's toxic rain, and then you go to the next world in the same system, and you're basically baking on the surface of the planet. The fact is, you don't know what to expect, and that's something that's really good because it keeps players on their toes.
Yeah, I agree. The procedural nature of the game really does extend the playtime because although there is some repetition, there's definitely the feeling that there's something new on the horizon, um, and there are a lot of like surprises hidden in the game, creatures that are really rare and stuff that really make it exciting to keep exploring, even though you've seen most of the types of planets. You still want to just keep going, see what else you can find. Um, what features would you like to see added to the game?
Well, I know that a lot of people were complaining at launch about multiplayer. For me, personally, that's not a big issue. My biggest concerns are more little things like when you're periodically flying along the planet, you'll have the question marks pop up when you scan and then disappear like really quickly. That's just a minor thing for me. The other minor thing would be maybe like an augmentation for the scanner that helps you find the actual species. Because I know from my personal experience, it is very frustrating when you're on a gigantic world trying to hunt down one last species. And that's that's needle in a haystack territory right there. So
Yeah.
anything that would help with that would be a big asset in my view.
Yep, I agree. Better scanning technology would be nice. I remember in an early trailer before the game came out, Sean did a demo where he scanned. Sean Murray, one of the creators, he did a demo where he scanned from space and like a whole bunch of icons on the planet popped up. And that feature is currently not available. You can't. I mean, if you scan from space, you get like one building icon appears on some random planet in the system, but there's no feature where you can just scan from space and see a whole bunch of buildings on one planet. It'd be nice if we had...
The closest that we get to that is when we're actually sighted on a planet and we can click the analog stick to actually do a scan. But then in that case, all it really shows is the mineral wealth. It doesn't show like there's 5 ruins, 3 outposts, things like that.
Yeah, it'd be nice to be able to scan and see like a big kind of map when we're in space of what everything is, and then we can decide where we want to go on the planet first based on what we're looking for.
Yeah, maybe that's something that could be done through the bases in the Pathfinder update. Maybe have like I saw in the blueprints for the bases that there's like a viewing sphere. Maybe you could have something like that for worlds you've been to, and have like a 3D representation showing, okay, that's where this base was, this base was, this base was, in representation to the planet as a whole.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, really giving us a mapping system. You mentioned multiplayer, and there isn't like traditional multiplayer where you can see another player at the same time, but they have been adding multiplayer aspects like communication stations and base sharing. Have you heard much about the different hubs of player community across the galaxy?
Well, actually, up until watching one of your videos, I did not even know those sort of things existed. Primarily because when it comes to my No Man's Sky playing, I'm usually just so busy exploring and going, oh my god, this looks so cool, to focus on the more social aspects. I'm kind of just the casual wander around and look at shiny things kind of player.
Yep. And yeah, there is a growing community. There's like lots of different hubs that have popped up across the Euclid galaxy But it is a shame that there's nothing that, you know, intuitively lets people know about that unless they're involved in social media or Reddit, things like that. There's no way for new players to really know that there's other players out there. It'd be nice if they would introduce something that, like just like a coordinate system, because we have the app that Pahefu created on GitHub that allows us to see where we are in the galaxy using signal booster coordinates. And then we can navigate across the galaxy, use black holes as shortcuts, since they can give you a shortcut to the opposite side of the galaxy. But unless someone has told you about all that, there's no way to know that. So it'd be nice if they would introduce a coordinate system into the game, and maybe, you know, some kind of overview map of the galaxy that people could see, like where there's large groups of other players, and so they could travel towards them and such. That would be nice, because they introduced base sharing. I know there's like a way to skip to people's bases on PC, but on PlayStation there isn't. So unless you learn to navigate, there's no way you would ever meet up with another player's base unless you got super lucky. So anyway, I definitely want to encourage you viewers out there to check out R.A. Blackpaws' channel. He's got tons of cool Let's Plays that he does, including No Man's Sky. And did you have anything else you wanted to say, R.A.?
Just thank you for having me on your channel, and thank you for letting me do this interview. It's a very cool experience for me. First one ever.
Yeah. Well, great. Thanks for being on here. And you viewers out there, thanks for watching us, and we'll catch you in our future videos.
Yep, take care, everyone.